Guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about Lorenzo Pazzaglia fragrances. Some of the fragrances here were sent to me by Lorenzo himself, and some of them were purchased by me, of course. So I'm going to try to go quickly through all of the fragrances here because I do have a lot of them here. I think I have around 18 or 19 perfumes here. So I'm really trying not to make this video super long, but yeah, so I'm gonna go through all of them very quickly. So I have the first fragrance here, which is called Cherry Ink. So I wanted to talk about the brand for a little bit. As far as I know, Lorenzo is a chef and he owns a restaurant, or he used to own a restaurant, and he was very famous for his carbonara pasta. And one day he decided that he wants to, get into the fragrance world, and he came out with his first fragrance. Brand is actually pretty new. I believe the first fragrance came out in 2020 or 2019. I could be wrong. That first fragrance was called Carbonara, and which I actually have here. I'm going to talk about it. It's a great fragrance. So all of the perfumes come in the extrait version, which means they're really potent. And as far as I know, the concentration of the oils in here is 40%. So yeah, the perfumes are very oily. Once you put it on, you can definitely see the oil on the skin. It takes time to dry, again, because of how highly this is made, and it does have a lot of oil content instead of alcohol and any other ingredients. So this is definitely high quality. All of the fragrances are crazy long lasting. They have a crazy projection. Every single fragrance that I have tried from this house, and I tried many, as you can tell. I'm gonna show you right here. I have a discovery set that comes in this box, which is absolutely gorgeous in my opinion. I believe you can get this set on their official website. Now, as far as I know, their official website does not ship to United States. They do ship to other countries, but I think United States is not one of the options. So there are other websites where you can purchase it from. They're also from Italy, so it's gonna take time to come in and everything, but you can definitely find these fragrances. However, they are hard to find, like I said, just because I think the house is new, and they're not available everywhere. I know that they're really popular in Italy, but worldwide it's pretty hard to find them, as far as I know. I mean, I had some trouble finding them. I actually ordered one fragrance here, which I'm going to show you later, from the website that's located. They actually have like a physical store, so you can go to the store there, or you can order it on their website, but that's where I got it from, and they're also from Italy. So yeah. All right, let's talk about this first fragrance that I have right here, which is called Cherry Ink. This is their new box, by the way. This is what the boxes look right now. There is a magnet on the bottom right here, which is really nice in my opinion. I really like the box. It's small, it's cute, and I think it's perfect. So this fragrance, I believe, just came out. It's really like fresh and new, and not a lot of people know about it. However, all the frag heads that, these Facebook groups, they know about this fragrance. And so that's how I found out about the house. That's how I found out about Cherry Ink. And once I heard the name, I was like, yeah, I do need a sample, because I'm definitely looking for that perfect cherry. I still do not own one. I do like La Petite Robe Noire from Guerlain. That's like the cherry that I absolutely love. I hate lost cherry, so yeah, it's pretty hard for me to find that unique good cherry. So this is what the bottle looks like. The bottles are just stunning. It's like, it's one thing when you look at them online, when you see the pictures, when you see, the videos, and they look completely different, better in real life. Very heavy. You can feel the quality. The cap is really heavy. The bottle is glass, so that's really nice. I also like that the bottle is dark. so it kind of like preserved the juice that's inside here. Now I'm gonna put all of the notes as always. I don't remember any of the notes. I do remember some. Of course, there's cherry in here, there's ink, I think there's patchouli in here, I think there's also wine in here. There's like a million notes in this fragrance, but what I smell in here, to me, it's just two things. It's a cherry and ink. The cherry in here is a very sweet, it's kind of like that syrupy cherry that you would get, I don't know, in a juice, like a cherry preserve. But in the dry down, it gets powdery. So it kind of has like that cherry cosmetic powder to it. That's what I smell in here. It basically gets kind of powdery. And that ink note definitely stays. So those two notes stay throughout the whole time. That's what I smell in me. And then I also kind of smell that powder in here. So let's talk about the actual ink note. You know, some people tell me, oh, I have no idea what ink smells like. I'm like, okay, so if you never actually smelled the ink that they used to use back in the day or whatever, just picture what your pen smells like. There's also ink in there, and I think it's pretty similar to here. Some people were asking me if the ink note in here smells like the ink that's in Mortal Skin from Stefano Barluca, and it is not. In Mortal Skin, the ink is definitely more on the harsh side. It smells like oilier. It kind of smells like leather. It leans more towards the masculine side. In here, it's completely different. It's very soft. It's like, this is what I see in my head, okay? So like in Mortal Skin, I definitely see like dark black ink. In here, I kind of see it as red ink, if that makes sense. Powdery, sweet, cherry ink. That's it. Cherry ink. That's what I smell in here. Definitely on the unique side. I haven't smelled anything like this before in the fragrance world. Most of the cherries smell pretty similar right now. You know, everybody's trying to copy Last Cherry, and if I would compare this would be more in the same family as HFC Wrap Me in Dreams, if you know what that one smells like. It's also a cherry scent that smells powdery, very sweet, syrupy, but it doesn't smell the same. It's in the same family, that's what I'm trying to say, but it does not smell the same. This does not smell like Last Cherry. This does not smell like Cherry Smoke. Completely different fragrance. I think this is stunning. I absolutely love this. I always get compliments on this, and every time I wear this, I just feel unique. I think it's a gorgeous fragrance. The performance is great, the longevity is great, the sillage is amazing, and so if you love cherries, you should definitely check this out. Now I want to show you the boxes. So I have another fragrance here which is called Van Ecstasy X. So this is their old packaging. You see how bulky this is? It's big, and you see how small this is? Yeah, I like the new packaging better, so I think you're doing a great job, Lorenzo. This is definitely better in my opinion. This is also cute, but you know, bulky and stuff. So yeah, okay, so I have Van Ecstasy here, and it comes like this, and the bottle is the same. Very cute. I absolutely love these bottles. By the way, they come in 50 ml, all of the fragrances. And this is basically a vanilla fragrance. Now, if you look at the notes, you're gonna be like, what the hell? Because most of the notes are vanilla, vanilla, vanilla. And you're probably thinking, what is so special in here? You know, it's just probably like a sweet vanilla fragrance that smells just like, I don't know, vanilla, sugar, you know, nothing special. But there's also white florals in here, there's caramel in here, and there's oud. Now, what I smell in here, first of all, this is a very unique vanilla. This is completely different. Just because you see a lot of vanilla in here, don't think that this is going to be something juvenile that smells, you know, just sweet and simple. No. I do not personally smell the white florals in here. However, some people say that they do. I don't know, I do not. It's just a pure sugary vanilla to me that smells kind of powdery. Okay, imagine pouring white sugar into a cup and you can actually smell like the powder from the sugar, like the sweetness. It just smells very powdery and sugary. And imagine adding like dry vanilla. So it's like a dry vanilla with sugar. That's what I smell in here. But there's also caramel in here, which is very realistic in my opinion. It's very like heavy and syrupy. It's like a syrupy caramel in here that's very sugary and sweet, and it's just, my mouth just starts to water smelling this and describing this. It's that good. But there's also oud in here. The oud that's being used by Lorenzo, in my opinion, is medicinal. However, this is just to me. This is how I smell it. I did let other people smell these fragrances. Another fragrance, which I'm going to talk about next, that also has oud. They do not smell that medicinal oud. They just say, wow, it smells yummy, it smells good, and it smells very unique. But I do smell that medicinal oud. To me, it doesn't smell woody. It definitely has that something medicinal in it, which I absolutely love. And I think that's the thing that's given it, you know, uniqueness. That's why it doesn't smell juvenile. That's why it doesn't smell simple. It doesn't smell cheap. It doesn't smell like a vanilla body spray. It's just a different vanilla. I have never smelled anything like this before. I have a lot of vanilla fragrances in my collection, and I always used to say that, you know, the best vanilla that I have found for me personally is sweet vanilla from Montal. That one smells like a sugary powdery vanilla plus apricots, and it's just, it smells unique to me. It smells good. It has a great lasting power, and I always used to say that this is my favorite, that this is the best. Now I am definitely saying that I am adding to that vanilla Van Ecstasy X, and the next vanilla, which I'm going to talk about from the same house. I couldn't decide between the two. I was like thinking, do I get Van Ecstasy or do I get a Van Pie Rhum? Now let's talk about Van Pie Rhum. Van Pie Rhum is a very popular. It's just like Carbonara, which is another fragrance from this house. The first fragrance I believe that Lorenzo came out with. So Vampire Rhum came out. Everybody started going crazy. You know, the bottle is gorgeous. I'm going to insert a picture. And then Van Ecstasy came out. So basically, I couldn't decide between the two. I went with Van Ecstasy, and now I know that I need Vampire Rhum. Like I just need both. Before I thought I just need one, but no, they're different, and yeah, I need both. Okay, the fragrance is very potent. Like you can even smell it out of this small bottle here, just by opening the bottle. Okay, so this is like Van Ecstasy. The notes are pretty similar. But in this one, you have rum, you have patchouli, and you have that same oud that Van Ecstasy has. Now, as far as I know, Vampire Rum translates as vanilla, caramel, and rum. I heard this from somebody. Fix me if I'm wrong, but I think there's also caramel in here. However, I do not smell the caramel in this fragrance. Like I can definitely smell it in Van Ecstasy. I feel like it's more on that sweet caramel heavy side, whereas this one more heavy on the rum, the patchouli, and the oud. Now, if I am not going through the notes, and if I'm just gonna tell you simply the way it smells to my nose, it smells bitter in the opening. It definitely has that bitterness from the rum. Now, it does not smell like alcohol or anything like that, but it has that bitterness from the rum. I hope that makes sense. And then the patchouli starts to come out with the oud. Again, it's that medicinal oud. And the patchouli that's in here is the earthy patchouli. Now, I repeat, if you are not a fan of patchouli, this is not going to be for you. Yes, there is a lot of vanilla in here and other sweet notes and floral notes and blah, blah, blah. But this is very, very heavy on the patchouli side. And if you do not like patchouli, this will not be for you. Like I said, this is not a regular vanilla fragrance, even though there is a lot of vanilla in here. Now, to me, this is just like Van Ecstasy. Again, it has that powdery, sugary vanilla. And then you have that oud, you have that bitterness in the opening from the Rhum. And then you have that patchouli, which smells earthy. It gives it more depth. And it's definitely a great unisex, totally unisex. Like Van Ecstasy is also unisex, but because it's like so sweet, like super sweet, I would say that it leans more towards the feminine side. It's not a feminine perfume, but because of that sweetness, like I said, I would think that this would be like better on a woman. Vampire Rhum is definitely a unisex and smells great on a man. Whoever I let this smell, people were saying, everybody, they're like, you know what? It smells very unique. I haven't smelled anything like this before. They're like, yeah, it smells sweet. It smells like vanilla, but there's something to it. And it's definitely because of that oud and the patchouli. Amazing, amazing vanilla scent, great performance, great sillage, great longevity. I definitely need this in my collection. I absolutely love the bottle. You guys, if you are looking for, if you're a vanilla lover, if you're looking for a unique vanilla, if you collect vanilla perfumes, this is definitely gonna be for you. I'm telling you, absolutely amazing. Now let's talk about another vanilla that I have here, and it's called Evil Angel. I don't remember the notes, but what I smell in here is a lot of fruit and vanilla. The fruits are kind of similar to Carke, Herbapora, stuff like that, but it definitely has so much sweetness to it, not just from the fruitiness, but from the vanilla. It also has some kind of spiciness to it, but to me it's just like a basket of fruits that's covered in vanilla. The vanilla is not powdery in here. It's just a sweet vanillic fragrance. Great performance again. I'm not gonna even repeat this anymore. All of these fragrances have an amazing performance. Every single one of them. You know how sometimes some fragrances are more on the weak side, some are like crazy projecting. All of these are absolutely amazing, without a doubt. Now, like I said, this is a fruity vanilla. Smells very unique. If you're looking for that fruitiness, that different vanilla again, definitely try this out. I think this is also great. I would personally collect all of the vanillas from Lorenzo. I absolutely love them. I think he's doing a great job. All of the fragrances definitely smell unique and niche, and yeah, they all have that that touch to them. It's once you smell one of them, you will always know that this is from Lorenzo Pazzaglia. That's just how it is. Now the next fragrance is called Sex C. He has a lot of salty vanillas that smell like the sea, the ocean, that smell very salty. This is kind of like, I also got it on my hands. This is, I would say this leans more towards the masculine side because it kind of has like this cologne vibe in here going on. Definitely, like I see a picture in my head of like waves and ocean and sand and just saltiness from the ocean. This is what I smell in here. It's not as heavy on the vanilla. Like I have another fragrance here, which is also from like the Sea collection, and that one smells more sweet, more vanillic, more kind of creamy and lactonic, I would say. I think this is it. So the next fragrance is called Dream C. This is also going to be a salty vanilla. My whole room already smells like these fragrances. It's going to be nuts. And I'm in the bedroom. I don't know what's going to happen throughout the day, but this is crazy. Yeah, all of them have that same kind of base DNA, like the Sea collection, like the Dream Sea. There's Black Sea in here. I feel like all of the Sea ones are more towards the masculine side. Like, that's just my personal opinion. I would think that this would smell better on the man. Again, great performance. Salty, vanillic. I personally do not smell a lot of a difference comparing to Sexy, but again, I wore them on my skin once, so I don't really remember, but on paper, not much of a difference. There's also some kind of spiciness to it. Again, I think this would smell absolutely amazing on a man. Okay, the next one I have here is called Black Sea. Again, from this same Sea collection. I think this is also more on the masculine side. Yeah, I feel like this one has more vanilla to it. This is more on the creamier side, at least on the paper. It does have some kind of like spiciness to it. Kind of like this cologne vibe. Like an aftershave thing. But in a good, expensive way, not like the cheap way, you know, something that you would get from the drugstore or something like that. Salty, again, it's like I'm standing in front of the ocean and it's really wavy and there's saltiness in the air. This is what I smell in here. Great unisex, but definitely amazing on a man. Now, the next fragrance that I have here is called Carbonara, which I believe was the first fragrance that he came out with, since he is famous for his carbonara pasta. This is definitely a great unisex. Now, this is a vanilla fragrance, but it has some aromatic nuances to it. It smells green at the same time, fresh green. You can kind of smell the leaves and the stems. And it also has like spiciness to it, maybe like cardamom or something. But there's definitely that vanilla that kind of also smells like caramel. It smells very unique. It smells different. Spicy, vanillic, aromatic, green. It smells gorgeous. I can't. It's super good. It smells amazing on a man's skin. I have sprayed this on a man already. I tested it out. Gorgeous fragrance. Like I said, oriental, vanillic if you're looking for a good sweet vanilla fragrance, but you want it with like a twist to it. This is gonna be it. Carbonara, great performance again. Okay, the next fragrance that I have here, I'm not going to even spray because it's just crazy potent. It's gonna take the whole space in my room. It's called Adam and Eve's Dress. You guys, I would also want this in my collection. This smells super unique. This smells very aromatic, fresh, and green. I don't remember if there's citrusy notes in here, but this is definitely a very green fragrance. You can smell the leaves, the stems. It's like when you break the leaves and the stems and like that green juice is coming out. That's what it smells like in here. Very, very loud, crazy projection, crazy longevity. But in the base, it kind of starts to settle down and it starts to smell more sweet and vanillic and kind of smells like a sweet citrus. It doesn't smell sour. I don't smell a lemon in here or anything, but it's like somebody took citruses and covered it in sugar. That's what I smell in here. Gorgeous, very unique. I haven't smelled anything like this again, you guys. I actually wore this a few times and I still have a lot because all you need is like 1 to 2 sprays. I'm not even joking. Like you're gonna spray this somewhere in your skin, the projection is gonna be like all over. You're gonna leave a sillage all over. It's nuts. It's crazy good. This is unisex. Okay, so this is what happened with this fragrance. At first, I thought that this leans more towards the masculine side, just because of how green it was and fresh, and but then once I like tested this on the man's skin, in the base, I realized that this is a perfect unisex, and this is something that I would also wear because it starts to smell more sweet and it just becomes softer and it's gorgeous. It's very hard to explain, but it's just a gorgeous fragrance. You definitely need to try it. Okay, the next fragrance that I have here is called Passion Rose. This is one of those roses that smells different, smells very green. You leaves again the stems and the rose. The rose in here is not like the typical red rose, but it's not a pink, soft, and gentle rose that's very young also. It's not like the Lena style. It's more on the fresh side and that green side, and it's a little bit tart. It's kind of like that rose is a little bit tart. It kind of reminds me like the style of the fragrance that's what is that called? The one from Killian. Oh God, I forgot what it's called. It's in a red bottle. It also smells green, and I think there's also rose in there. Anyway, it's more on that fresh side. I think this would be great for like summertime, hot weather, something like that. I would say that this is more leaning towards the feminine side just because of the rose. However, because it is green and aromatic, it does still smell unisex, so I think the men can also wear this. Okay, the next fragrance is actually pretty popular right now from this house. It's called PAX. Fragrance is compared to Kirke from Tiziana Terenzi. It is compared to Herbapora from Zerjov. But it's kind of like those fruity notes were taken, but there's also incense in here and there's also a leather note. I believe this is the one. I don't remember all of the notes in here, but this is like, this fragrance is crazy, crazy strong. Wow. It does smell like Herbapora or Kirke, but with a very light touch of leather. I don't smell the incense in here. I do smell the leather on the skin, not on the paper. I sprayed this on the paper before. I don't smell it on the paper. However, I do smell it on the skin, and it definitely gives it like a twist. So if you know what Kirke smells like, or Herbapora, or if you own that fragrance, imagine putting leather in there and making those two fragrances not as loud, not as crazy. It is still sweet. You can definitely smell the fruits. I can smell the pear in here. But that leather, it's a very unique leather note that doesn't smell harsh. It's not black leather. It's not this harsh brown leather. It's just very, very soft. And I am not a huge leather lover in perfumery. So this is great. If you're looking for Herbapora with a twist, I say go with PAX. It's amazing. Now, they also have another fragrance that smells like Kirke and Herbapora. One of them smells more like Kirke and the other one smells more like Herbapora. So I would say that this is called Extreme Passion. I would say that Extreme Passion is more like Kirke, where Pax is more leaning towards the Herbapora side. I would say that Extreme Passion is more like Kirke. You can definitely smell more of those fruits in here. The pear, very, very juicy pear, very realistic. It's not the syrupy pear, you know, like the canned pear that you would get or something like that. No, it's like very realistic, juicy, sweet, that pear that has like a crisp to it, you know? Definitely has that musk that Kirke and Herbapora has, but it's definitely on the lower side, not as crazy loud. And in my opinion, these two fragrances, the Pax and Extreme Passion, I prefer them more than Herbapora and Kirke. I used to own Herbapora. I actually sold it because I just never used it. So I would say if you like those fragrances, this would be a great alternative. Now, another fragrance that I have here, I think is called ESCO PAZZO. I could be wrong. Fix me, please, in the comments. Without a doubt, when I just opened this bottle, I was like, whoa, is this Soleil de Jetta from Stefano Barluca? Because that's what it smells like to me. I smell the same leather that's in Soleil de Jetta, and I smell the chamomile, even though the chamomile is not in here. But that base that Soleil de Jetta has is definitely in here. And when I checked Fragrantica, people are also comparing it to Soleil de Jetta. So this is another good alternative. The performance is amazing, great projection, great sillage, great longevity. So maybe if you're trying to save, you know, extra bucks, go with ESCO PAZZO. Absolutely amazing. And yeah, I love Soleil de Jetta. I have Soleil de Jetta Mango Kiss. That one's more on the sweeter side. It has mango in it, but I do also like the original Soleil de Jetta. And I feel like this is even more on, I don't want to say like harsh side, because like Soleil de Jetta in the base, like hours after, it gets pretty vanillic, at least in the sillage. I feel like this is more on that leather side than the vanillic side that Soleil de Jetta gets. So yeah, absolutely amazing for a man. I love it. Okay, you guys, I have 3 more fragrances here. Now, this fragrance I couldn't find anywhere online. I don't know if they like just came out with the sample and like tried it out and decided not to come out with it. I don't know what happened. I couldn't find a bottle. There's no notes, nothing, but I'm gonna review it anyway. It's called Arctic Sea. It's also from the Sea collection. Now, in my opinion, this is definitely on the masculine side. Again, it has that sea freshness, you know, like it smells like the ocean, the waves, the sand, the rocks from the ocean. And it definitely has that cologne vibe going on. So it's kind of giving me like an aftershave thing. Yeah, it's just like a, again, like a salty vanilla, but extra salty and extra fresh. So this is, in my opinion, is on the masculine side. However, like I said, I don't know if you can buy this anywhere. I tried to look it up online. I couldn't find anything, like nothing at all. I don't know what the bottle looks like. So yeah, I don't know. Okay, this next fragrance that I have here, I sprayed this on the paper already, but I don't think I'll be able to find that paper. So this fragrance is called Choco Raptor? Raptor? Not sure. But the word choco is, you know, telling you that there's chocolate in here. This is basically a gourmand fragrance from what I know. It's not on Fragrantica yet. It just came out. So I'm going to put the notes that I found from a different website. But I was thinking to blind buy this, and thank God that I didn't, because this is not the typical gourmand that you would find. So even though the notes look great, the sweet notes that are in here, the chocolate that's in here, is only in the opening, in the beginning. Those notes fly off pretty quickly, and you get that leather. There is leather in here, and the leather is very, very potent, very strong. And I feel like this is a leather fragrance overall. All those sweet notes just fade, and like 15-20 minutes later, maybe even an hour, it's just pure leather scent. The leather is very harsh for me. I feel like this is more of a masculine side. This is something that like a man would definitely like. I wouldn't say that this is like Tuscan leather from Tom Ford, but it's definitely leaning towards that side. But I feel like Tuscan leather is even like on the softer side, because Tuscan leather for me is very heavy. This is like double. This is like crazy heavy for me. This is like brown boots, oily brown boots, leathery. I don't know. This is definitely a leather fragrance. Again, crazy performance, crazy sillage. It stays on for a very, very long time. Again, if you were planning on blind buying this like me, do not do it. I say test it first. See if you like that leather note, because for me, it's a pass, unfortunately. And as far as I know, it's a limited edition, so they're not going to have it for a long time. And I think there's only one website where you can get it from, or two. I'm going to try and link all of the websites where you can get these fragrances from. But as far as I know, their official website is not ship into United States. So yeah, they do ship to other countries, but United States is not one of them. However, other websites, because they do have physical stores, they're also located in Italy, they do ship to America. Ta-ta-da-da. And like I said, I ordered a bottle myself, so yeah. And then I have the last fragrance here, which is called Bloody Smoke. Again, I feel like this is leaning more towards the masculine side, and it smells great. It's very hard for me to describe this fragrance because it just smells like, I don't even know what. It just smells unique. There's mineral notes in here. I don't remember if there's leather in here or suede or something like that. But the thing is, even though there are mineral notes in here, it doesn't smell salty. It's not like Ganymede, or whatever it's called. That's very popular right now. Like in that one, you can definitely smell the saltiness. In here, I don't smell it. It's a very unique scent. I can't even describe it. It's just, it smells good. That's all I'm gonna say. It smells good. It smells a little bit spicy, just a little bit. And it definitely has like, I don't know, this is, in my opinion, this is what a man should smell like. This is a man's skin. That's it. Again, great performance, great sillage. You guys, I'm like already even tired saying the same thing, that they do have a great performance. All of them, they're just absolutely amazing. I think Lorenzo is doing a great job, and I'm really happy to finally discover the whole house, because like I said, it's really hard to find samples and, you know, just get into these fragrances in general. So I am definitely ordering Vampire Rhum next. And yeah, let me know if you have any of these fragrances in your collection. Let me know if you heard about this house, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.